Welcome back, everybody. So, when you are, pretty sure I'm not the only one that does this, where you're on like your streaming stuff and you see things that look interesting and you add it to your list to watch later, right? So I have a few things on my Tubi, and so the one of the movies I have on there, the one I'm going over with tonight, is Everything Is Both by JaQuavis Coleman. Now, for those of you that are like me, that are avid readers, especially if you get into like the hood books, which I was definitely into those for a while because of JaQuavis Coleman and his wife Ashley Coleman, you'll know what I mean. These two, they both, sometimes they do books together, and she does books herself and he writes books himself, right? They are phenomenal master storytellers. Reading their books will get you hooked. Like, even if you're not a reader, I've seen a lot of people that said they weren't even into reading like as a recreational thing until they ran across one of Ashley and JaQuavis's books. So I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I had this movie on my list for so long and didn't give it a try. Didn't give it a try because, when you're watching stuff on Tubi, you kind of get used to the same type of plot, same type of production. You get what I'm saying? So, but while watching this, I can definitely tell that this movie is coming from someone who writes novels. There's a difference. Of course, we all know a screenplay is written for the screen, right? You're writing things in there that are going to be seen. Whereas in whereas in a novel, you're writing things like what the character is thinking, how they're feeling, things that can't be expressed on screen 100% thoroughly. You get what I'm saying? So I can tell the difference between watching this versus watching another movie on Tubi where that person strictly does movies, right? Not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying, as a writer, I can see it while watching. I can tell that the writer writes novels, heavily detailed things. So if you want to get into reading, I definitely recommend their books. Cartel is one of my favorite series. A lot of people love Ashley Coleman's series, Ethic and Butterfly. And I will say this, a lot of their characters are in different series and different books. You know what I'm saying? Like Ethic, who's a character, he was in Moth to a Flame, which is a book that she put out. So, I'm going to get to this movie in a minute, but I just wanted to shout them out because I'm telling you, reading their book is like watching a movie. It's just, they're very great storytellers. So I decided to say, I said, you know what, let me knock some stuff off of my list on Tubi because it's been on there for a while. So Everything Is Both, starring Jason Mitchell. He played Eazy-E and Straight Outta Compton. I actually was watching that about 2 days ago. That's probably what kind of pushed me to watch this because, I thought that role was going to blow him up. I thought it was going to kind of put him kind of like in the category of like, I hate when I forget names and I'm on camera, but what's that guy that played in that series about the drug dealer? His name was Franklin Saint or Saint Franklin. I thought it was gonna be like that, where it's like he gets this one role and he blows up. But I haven't really seen Jason Mitchell on too much. So shout out to him. Hopefully he gets some more roles. You know what I mean? So he plays, I guess you could call him the main character, him and the girl the main character. So it starts off pretty quickly. She's with her boyfriend. He done ran off with some money from his boss. Not a legit boss, this is a drug game or whatever. Plus some blueprints to make, these like 3D print guns, right, to sell them. He ends up getting shot. She basically takes off with the money, and she runs into Jason Mitchell's character named Cam, hops in his car, begs for him to please let me stay here. I got people looking for me. So the bulk of the movie is pretty much him trying to transport her down to Memphis, drop her off. She's trying to like run away with the money, right? So I'm pretty good with plot twists, and I kind of saw the plot twist early on because, like I said, I'm a fan of their books, and I knew her getting in homie's car was a no-no. But I will say this, spoilers, okay? She does not die at the end, all right? So make sure you watch it first. I'm gonna put spoilers. I usually don't put spoilers in my my description, but I will today anyway. So, but you know, yes, it kind of put me, I don't know if you guys remember Queen and Slim. It came out in 2019. It kind of put me in the feel of that a little bit, where, you know, there's two strangers getting to know each other on the run. That's what this was. Only it was mainly her on a run, but she was paying him to be her bodyguard because she had all the money, right? So you had the usual hood stuff, strippers, dope, you know what I mean? But like I said, what separates this from most Tubi movies is I think you would have to watch it to get what I'm saying. If you're really into reading, you can tell that it's just a little bit more seasoned in the storytelling area. Even though I guess the plot twist quickly, but like I said, I'm really into that kind of stuff, like plot twist reading and all that. So, but Jason did a great job. I guess you could say he's the good guy / bad guy, and the saying everything is both is the kind of the definition of his role. Because in the movie they were saying, you know, good, bad, everything is both. So he was the good guy and the bad guy. You get what I'm saying? I guess you could say she was good, bad, maybe because she stole the money. But if you were in her shoes, your boyfriend gets shot, and he has $80,000 in cash, would you take the money and run, or would you just leave it there? Like, what would you do? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't even judge her in that moment of that. So anyway, like it says in my description, I also wanted to talk about Ashley and JaQuavis books. I haven't read them in a while because I had gotten really into like hood books for a minute. And here's the thing, because a lot of people feel like, well, I didn't grow up around that, so I don't think I'll be into it. But when you are a great storyteller, you can do a story about being in the Amazon and being in a tribe that's far away from civilization, quote unquote. And if you are great at what you do, if you're great at your craft, it doesn't matter if you've never experienced that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm reading a book now, for instance, that takes place in it goes back and forth, but 1950s Texas, right? Never been to Texas. I wasn't alive in the 50s. You get what I'm saying? So even if you're not like in the hood lifestyle, which, you know, I'm not, I didn't grow up around it either, but the storytelling is great because at the end of the day, as human beings, we all have the same emotions. You're going to have fear. You're going to have happiness. You're going to have sadness. You're going to have anger, no matter what cards you were dealt in life. You know, the will to survive, fight or flight, that's in everyone. So when you put that in a book, no matter what the scenery is, people can relate because that human experience is with everyone. Cultures are different. We may live different lives, but those feelings, those basic animalistic feelings, that's with everyone. So I my advice to anyone, if you want to get into reading, pick up a book. I'm telling you, and don't be scared of fiction. A lot of people feel like, well, if I read, I want to read something that's going to educate me. You'd really be surprised how much you can learn from fiction books, because even though it's fiction, it still has to have truth in it. Like, you can't put a book out that took place in the 1930s and you're talking about cell phones and social media and streaming. Unless you're talking about a time machine going back and forth. You get what I'm saying? So, I lost my train of thought. Just going to be honest, because I got multiple thoughts. I'm really passionate about reading, as you can see. So my brain kind of gets going with that. But anyway, listen, everything is both. Check it out. It's about an hour and 30 minutes. Oh, also, there's one guy in there, the villain, Scar. He did great. Amazing. Like, I actually looked him up, and he's had some awards and stuff. I think he's been to school for this. He did a great job as a villain. He really did. And I could see him being versatile too. I could see him playing so many different roles, not just a villain. Like, I could see him playing a tennis player or something, or a teacher, you know, like I'm serious, you know, don't sleep on these quote unquote low budget films, man. There's a lot of actors and actresses that are big now, that started off with low budget art house film festival type movies. All right, so I'm serious. Give it a chance. Shout out to my 63 subscribers, and shout out to you who are not subscribed. But if you can subscribe for me, please. I'm trying to build my channel up. Peace and blessings to all of you, and until next time, y'all have a good day.